Hey YouTube, welcome back to the continuation of part 2 of the NFL football season preview for the 2025-26 season. So, we are going to officially not only wrap up the AFC West, but we're going to wrap up the entire AFC. In this last video here, we're going to be discussing the last place team from a year ago in the AFC West, which would be the Las Vegas Raiders. And you want to talk about a team that is attempting to rekindle the past? I think this is one of those teams that has been desperate to have not only winning football for this organization, but meaningful games in November, December, January, and potentially February. So let's go ahead and get started talking about this team, which has got a lot of moving pieces. So, the notable, the big time wow move that the Raiders did was that they went out and signed Pete Carroll, the former Seattle Seahawks head coach, to a long term deal. And he claimed he had unfinished business to deal with, and he also threw in the fact that his former quarterback, Geno Smith, also had some unfinished business. So they went out, not only did they sign Pete Carroll to be their head coach for the foreseeable future, but they went out and got Geno Smith from the Seattle Seahawks as well to be their starting quarterback. He'll be the feeder quarterback in front of him. Behind him will be Aiden O'Connell and then the other people. Now, their first round draft pick was Ashton Jeanty, the Heisman runner-up out of Boise State. And wow, this man is a beast. I mean, nobody wants to tackle this dude. Let's be honest. I mean, he's what he is. What is he? 5'8", 211. I would not want to tackle that one bit. Now behind him, they do have some experience back there with Raheem Mostert. They do have Brock Bowers and Michael Myers. They're two tight ends. They also got Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker and all those people. And then they also signed Alex Kappa from the Cincinnati Bengals to help wrap up the offensive line there. Now, the feature guy on their team overall will be Max Crosby, their longtime defensive end. He had 7.5 sacks last year, and he is going to be another beast this year. And then they also went out and got Devin White from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He'll be starting his 7th season there with the Raiders. Overall, 509, 480, and 11. That's around 51.5% win percentage. And they do have a winning record against Denver, but then they have losing records against, a winning record against the Chargers and Denver, losing record against Kansas City, and they all have two ties, against those opponents. So, with all the storylines coming in about the Raiders, let's go and take a look at that schedule. So a year ago, they went 4-13, and it was just marred by issues on top of. I mean, they had a long losing streak. They won a losing streak starting lose in week 5 and did not win another game until week 16. That's called dismal, sad football. Competitive in the majority of those, but just dismal performances. So 4-13 a year ago, over under this season is going to be 5.5 wins. I do have it going over on that mark, but it will be a climb to get there, and two of those wins are going to come in garbage time. And I'll explain that in a moment. I do have them going to a slow start though, have them going 0-3 in their first 3. I do not see them being New England Patriots in Foxborough. I do not see them being the Chargers with their high quality offense that they have, and I definitely don't see them being Washington Commanders because A, they're going to the East Coast, which they stink at usually, and I just they're just not in the same level. Their first win will come against Chicago Bears in week number 4. So they will start 1-3. I have them losing to the Colts. I have them losing to Kansas City, and I do have them beating Tennessee. So I'm going 2-5 before their week 8 bye week there. Then after that, I see them going a little bit of a hot stretch, winning 3 of their next 4, winning against the Denver Broncos in Denver on Thursday Night Football, beating Jacksonville, beating Cleveland, and I do have them losing on Monday night though to the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football, which is a battle of two historic franchises. Hopefully that matchup will pan out, and again, hopefully that matchup will still be on Monday by the time this part of the season rolls around. I have them losing after that. I just haven't fallen off. They'll lose to the Chargers. They'll lose to Denver. They'll lose to Philly. They'll lose to Houston, and then by that time they'll have 5 wins. It'll be garbage time, so they'll be playing the Giants, and nobody's going to care. And I have them playing the Kansas City Chiefs when Kansas City is going to be resting their starters. So overall, 7-10. It would be technically a 3-game improvement from a year ago, but 2 of those wins will be in garbage time against teams that are either mathematically eliminated from the playoffs or just teams that, let's be honest, they're just They're just not good. But 7-10 overall. I think it's going to be a solid first season for Pete Carroll in Las Vegas. But again, this is going to be the start of a major rebuild in Las Vegas because they've got so many issues, whether it be um, ownership issues or whether it be just getting the right pieces together to have a successful football team. All right, so this wraps up the entire AFC West, the entire AFC side of the NFL. In the next part of the series, we are going to delve into all four divisions of the NFC, and we will start just like we did with the AFC side. We will move on to the NFC South, featuring the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, and the Atlanta Falcons. So until then, this is your man Dylan signing off for the Las Vegas Raiders, the AFC West, and the entire AFC. And we look forward to seeing you in the next part of the series where we talk about the NFC side. Until then, I will see you in the next video.